Hey y'all, my name is Rico. I'm coming at you with a video, pretty much because I just started posting these videos on my page, and I kind of want to give y'all a rundown on who I am, what I am, why I'm leaving the Navy, and why you should follow me while doing my transition from the Navy into civilian world. So I want to start with, I joined the Navy back in 2019. When I joined the Navy, I came in doing special operations. I came in, I'm an air crewman. That's my MOS, rescue swimmer. So I came into the military in 2019, tried out, pretty much went to Pensacola, where you go through these different programs in order to become the rate. So the special operations are different. You come in, you have to choose a rate, right? So I may come in and be like, yeah, I want a LS, I'll take logistics specialist. If I don't make it, rescue swimmer. That's pretty much how it goes when you do special operations. Came in 2019, spent all of 2020 pretty much doing qualifications. Made it through summer school. Got shipped out to Norfolk in 2021, right? Around the 2021 time frame. While in Norfolk, I've been in the Navy 6 years. I've been in, at this point, 5.5, it'll be 6 in September. And I did not get out of the military by choice. It's kind of forced. It kind of is what it is, right? It just happened how it happened. But I'll tell y'all about that as we go on. So, joined in 2019, spent all of 2020 pretty much trying out for the rate that I chose. And then in 2021, came out to Norfolk, Virginia, and then got qualified, went to a squadron in 2022. And this is kind of when things start happening. So, now we called up. All right, so in 2022, I got to my squadron. 4 months at my squadron, I went on deployment. So I went on deployment early 2022-ish. My first deployment was on a big deck, on a larger ship. I'm expeditionary out of squadron, so we're not stationed on the boats. We can just go and attach ourselves to the boats for a time being and whatnot. So I go on my first deployment. I go on my first deployment in 2022. When I get on my first deployment in 2022, things are going smooth, right? Things are going smooth. I'm pretty much out there to get qualified. So I'm a new dude at the squadron, a new dude on the boat with my squadron. And the main objective for me is to get qualified within this 6-month window, right? I go out there and pretty much on deployment, you're flying every day, right? With my job, I'm flying every day, every other day. Wear and tear, you grind, and that's what it is. You nugget tour, you're trying to get qualified, and they're flying you every day. Every time the bird is up, they're trying to get you on as much as possible. So with that, you get qualified pretty quick. So I was a quick learner. Pretty much within 3 months, I was already qualified, right? So because of that, they started making plans to ship me out, get me back home early so I could gear up for another deployment. So while on my first deployment, I started having issues with my hips, right? With my right hip specifically. So started having these issues on my hip. I'm like, man, bro, I'm a guy, I work out, I do all that stuff, the hoorah stuff. But I started having issues with my right hip with my first deployment. Didn't get it looked at, didn't really complain about it too much, just kind of pushed through it and wanted to wait until I got home. So I got back in Norfolk at the end of 2022. Pretty much got back in Norfolk at the end of 2022. And during that time, I was still flying, still grinding, still getting qualified. But I was like, man, I'm getting to the point where I can't squat, I can't do much on this hip. You know what I'm saying? I can't really do much. At the same time, I was also having issues with my wrist. Turns out, now I know it's a tear in there, but I was like, man, I'm having issues with my wrist. I'm just broken, right? So I finally, convinced to come in, like, yo, I need to go sit down on the dock, see what's going on. So I go to our flight dock, and I'm like, hey, I'm having some issues with my hip, as well as my hand. I would like to get imaging on it. So because of that, he's like, yeah, I think we'll find something for your wrist, but I don't think we'll find anything for your hip. I'm like, all right, cool, but I still want to get imaging. So we go get the imaging, and turns out I have a tear in my wrist, and I also have hip impingement, which pretty much is my femoral head sits in my hip socket. I had extra bone growth on my hip that was causing impingement, right? Anytime I squatted below 90 degrees. So with it, I'm like, all right, what are the options? They're like, yeah, it's just something you've probably been having forever. You need to, we'll do some injections, we'll do some physical therapy, and then we'll go about it that way. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we start doing injections. We go through a gauntlet of injections. We go through a gauntlet of physical therapies. Nothing's working, bro. Nothing's working. I'm like, bro, it ain't working, doc. But I'm pushing through. This time I ain't complaining. I'm still flying. I'm still grinding. I'm still doing everything I need to do. Right. So then conversations start coming up about me going on my next deployment. This is in 2023. I'm like, bro. Nah, bro. Like, I mean, I'll do it, but it ain't, like, I'm not right. You know how it is in the Navy, man. Once your name is slated, once your name is pulled, you kind of like, yeah, bro, this your deployment. So I kind of take that approach. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll thug it out. Mind you, I'm getting injections, I'm doing physical therapy probably 2-3 times a week. I'm flying maybe twice at home guard. Like, I'm not even really doing my job because of my issues, right? So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll go on deployment. I'll do it, talk to my chief. Yeah, I'm like, I'll run it. It was a good deployment. It was like a land-based deployment, so really didn't want to be missed out when it was like per diem and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, you want to go on that one. So all right, so I go on that deployment. I go on my second deployment in 2023. And while I'm on my second deployment, I'm like, I'm just studying it out. It's the same things. We're doing, right? We're flying. We're mountain flying. We're doing different missions. We're doing hoist work and all that. Just different scenarios, different things, right? So while I'm on the deployment, bro, it's getting to the point where because I stopped physical therapy, my injections are wearing off, right? So I'm like, all right, bro, I can't. I'm to the point now where I can't squat 185 pounds. So I'm to the point now. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna get out of my rate. I'm physically and mentally over it, bro. So I hit up my chief and I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know when I get back, like, they're not giving me surgery, they're not doing these things for me. I'm just gonna be done being an air crewman. And so, I'm in a lot of pain. So this is 2023. My chief hit me up. He's like, yeah, we're gonna bring you back early from this one. I still did 7 months, but he brought me back like a month early before everyone else. So I get back stateside, and I'm like, man, something's going on with my hip. Like, mind you, I've been complaining about this for like a year. I'm like, man, something's going on with my hip, dude. Yeah, fine, And it's like, all right, we're gonna get more imaging. So they do an MRI. They want to see if I got like any tear in my labrum. And they're like, nah, you don't have any tears, man. Nothing, like, it looks good in here to us. And I'm like, nah, man, something gotta be up. So I pretty much tell my command, like, yo, I can't keep doing my job. It is what it is. Like, I can't do it. So they end up referring me to pain management. When I go for the pain management, and they're pretty much like, yo, like, what is it? What are you dealing with? Different things like that. And it leads to me being found unfit. At that time, it was like, yeah, you'll get administratively separated. You know what I'm saying? We'll administratively separate you, because at that, bro, I was fed up. I'm over, dude. Like, y'all not trying to give me surgery. You're not trying to work with me. I'm grinding for y'all, but no one's grinding for me. Type energy. So I go to pain management. It leads to a couple different things, and then I end up getting offered like administrative separation. Mind you, this time I'm like, bro, I just want to get out. I'm done. Y'all got it. Y'all can have it. I'm good on it. But so with that, we start working administrative separation. I'm getting my claims together, bro. I'm doing everything, separation package. And I got this CO who, looking back at it now, solid dude. But he's like, yeah, I understand you wanting to get out, but I don't see the plus side. You got real medical issues that you need to get situated, and you're trying to get out. I'm like, yeah, I'm just tired of it, man. I'd rather just, at that time when you in it, you don't know what you're saying or doing. I'm like, bro, I'd just rather get out, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I figured out how most of us do. I figured out. So he's like, no, I'm not gonna allow you to get out. He stopped my whole administrative separation. So mind you, got back in 2023, kept getting injections, kept getting, I'm getting seen by different doctors, all these different things, right? That went on for pretty much the back end of 2023. I'll say from October to like March, into March of 2024. So I'm fighting these people, trying to figure out, all right, they're not gonna let me out. My CEO's not gonna let me out, bro. I'm like, all right, cool. So finally, my CEO steps in. And he's like, yo, this dude needs to get seen. The medical attention he needs. So finally, I got referred to a different surgeon, and this dude was super cool. A lieutenant commander, he was super cool. He's like, yeah, man, according to everything I've seen in your documents, according to like what you're feeling now, the signs you're exhibiting now, you're a candidate for surgery. I'm like, bro, no one. I'm like, good old Navy, bro. I'm like, all right, cool. So literally in March, my CEO steps in, and then April, May, I got my first surgery. So they're like, yeah, we should, again, we don't know if your labrum is torn. We just gonna go in and check. I'm gonna get like a diagnostic surgery. So they go in May, check my first hip, bro. Check my, my hip. Bruh, my labrum completely torn off the bone. So I had been bone on bone pretty much for a year and a half, getting injections, just tearing up my hips, too, just bone on bone. So imagine your hip, you just bone on bone. Every time you move, every time you bend, anytime you run, whatever you do, bone on bone. So painful, bro. It was bad. So he went in and did that surgery. After talking to the surgeon, he's like, yeah, bro. He's like, yeah, if you'd have waited till you were, I'm 30. If you'd have waited till you were 33, you'd need a hip replacement. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right? So in the meantime, right, over that year and a half, I started having issues with my left hip, right? Because we done waited a year and a half, we done did shots, injections, cool. So I'm healing up from this one. I'm having issues with my left. I'm like, yo, doc, I think I'm gonna go and do the same thing to the other one. He's like, yeah, bro, like, we're gonna take your word for it pretty much this time. So we go in, we do the second surgery, September that same year, 2024. And that surgery goes pretty well. We nicked the nerve, so I can't feel anything from the top of my left hip to my knee. And I have no knee reflex in my left knee, and I got like some tingling going down my leg. So we hit a sensory nerve. However, the left hip is far better off. My right hip still is giving me issues, still like bothering me, but it's nowhere near how I was before, prior to surgery. So with those two combined surgeries, like I said, I started having issues with my lower leg, like not having reflex in my left leg, and that led to them doing imaging on my back, which came back with like some bulging disc and different things like that. Considering all those conditions, it led to, my doc, like, man, offered a medical board, right? With the medical board, anyone who has gone through a medical board, it is a long, strenuous process. Mine only took 6 months, so 5.5 months, so I'm grateful for that. But I'm on the tail end of that, man. So, due to my hips and a plethora of other issues, so now that when I went to the medical board, things went pretty smooth. Things went, I'm glad how they turned out. So I say that to say, I'll be medically retiring July 28th from the Navy. Now, with that brings me to why I kind of created this channel. Bro, I don't know. I'm not gonna be the guy like, bro, keep me updated. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm kind of just doing it. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I just want to document. It's something like, it's 2025, right? So why not document journeys and different stuff like that, right? There's platforms for a reason. You dig what I'm saying? So what I plan on doing with this is just probably documenting, some of the stuff like my going back home, transition out of the military, even some of the work-related stuff I'll be doing once I make it back home. I end up getting my CDL, so I plan on going back and driving for the cement company, even putting some of that content out. So who knows? I work out a lot. I have kids who work out a lot, and we got a lot of different things going on. But I just thought I should get on here, kind of give a rundown, and appreciate anyone. I appreciate anyone who follows or subscribes, or just want to keep up with the documentation. That's all it's gonna be, bro. It's me just going through life out of the military and documenting it. So I try to make it as interesting as possible. There'll be times where I'm probably gonna fall off and be away from it for 2-3 weeks, a month. But I'll try to be as consistent as possible of uploading something of where I am, what I'm doing. Also, if anyone has any question about the medical board process, there's a whole bunch of stuff they do not tell you, especially when it's towards the end and during. So if you got any questions about the medical board process, man, reach out to me. Reach out to me in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you. I am 100% open to help. As I transition back home, that'll open up another door for a conversation. So, thank y'all for y'all time. Y'all have a blessed one. That's pretty much my story as to why I'm getting out of the Navy and why it didn't work. So, catch y'all later. Keep it real. It's been real. So, deuces.